Uncle DB, I've got a lot of Reddit posts now. Reddit's the way to go. Okay. Red, white, lock in modern. We've made a couple changes that we're going to see how they run tonight. We have Soul Tithe in here as a suggestion from Stickball Russ. We have a Kataki in here, a Reddit suggestion. A couple Angers suggestions here on Twitch, as we need some sweepers. And a Boyle because it was a long day at work and we're going to have some fun blowing up some islands. Otherwise, the deck is more or less not changed. We're getting into that area where we want to just make small changes, play a league, see how it works. If we don't see it, play it again. I won't mess up the Boyle again, I promise. It was so bad. Let's go. Kensidin. Man, I said that right the first time, and now I overthink it. Hello. Reddit? More like Deadit. It's time for AOL Messenger. Blood List. Hello. And we like it too. We're getting one more in here. Camber's excited though. We know Camber's the most excited out of all of you. This hand's garbage. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it and see what drawing does for this deck. We're also at that nice solid 4 cards. Oh! Who suggested that, Boyle? Let's really confuse our opponent. Kensidin. I don't know why. I got it right. Oh, Manny Frost, Twitch Prime. Hello there. You get these sweet emotes all over them Twitches. Check them out. Our friends here should be spamming some of theirs. There you go, Zale. That's right. Wonder if they have a counter. That was a good draw. Wonder if we have... You have a counter, opponent? Blow this up? You got a counter? Let's test it. Let's test it. By the way, we know when to play these now. Shanks, that's the wrong one. We like that one too, though. Love these decks. They're interesting. They are interesting, to say the least. Oh my gosh, Hallowed Fountain. Shocks it in. Boom. Trying to kill this fountain. Gonna be Mana Elite. Oh, man. Ooh. So we do get the land. Scry going to the bottom with both. Uh-oh. Kicks Shanks. Get out of here, Shanks. Alright, next up is the mountain with the Ichor Wellspring. Oh, it might be a miracle deck. Where's Avaros? Someone should tag Avaros that he needs to get here ASAP. He needs to understand what's going to happen to him and his friends. Alright, lead with a Wellspring here. I'm going to probably play the Sacred Foundry now that I found it. Just put it into play. Tapped and pass the turn. Flooded Strand gets a Prairie Stream. Not a bad card to get. Third land. They didn't have the counter on 2. If they stay at 2, I'm feeling a little bit better. Please distray this lame deck player. Alright, well I got a flagstone here. They got this field. I could go ahead and go after another land here. That's probably better than slamming Ajani into something and losing it. I'm fine with playing, what, flagstones here? Let's just try for it. We're just going to keep destroying lands because that's what we're about here. Uh-oh. They got a counter this time? Force a negation. Hard cast. Nice. Alright, I'm good with that. Ajani is safe currently. Island. Now they have cryptic mana. We need that Boyle. Let's start here with an Ichor Wellspring. Let's start there. Maybe I can find the Greater Gargadon. I don't. We'll play a Sunbaked Canyon here so that I can crack that and get another draw. Then we'll worry about Ajani. Maybe I can get them to tap out for me. Be oh so nice. We have a couple lands. Just a few. Alright, they're going to draw. Pretty good, pretty good. Draws 2. Control player. Mystic Sanctuary picks up Archmage's Charm, more than likely. Does so. It's a boom bust. There's the Greater Gargadon. So we could play the Greater Gargadon and draw 2 here. That seems reasonable as a starting thing to do. Let's draw 1 first. Ooh, Chandra. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we think? Do we go for another Ichor Wellspring here? I feel like they've got a counter. Oh no, the name was taken on Twitch. Loving your streams, busy typing in your Reddit post now. Thanks. We're gonna have to go back to a little bit of Red Prison soon, but definitely enjoying the Red-White Lock deck. It's been a blast. I love Ajani. I love Boom Bust. I think I'm supposed to just, you know, draw a card. Ooh. Mana Tithe. It's juicy. It's not very good, but it's juicy. Let's go ahead and land a Chandra here. Attempt to do this. Have Mana Tithe open. Cryptic? Looks like a Cryptic. Maybe they'll opt in response to their Cryptic. Counter draw. Alright. All good. Not much we're going to do against that. Maybe I can get them to slightly tap out here, and then the Mana Tithe becomes that much more powerful. We could also maybe just wait for Greater Gargadon to come. Ooh. Oh, double Mana Tithe. So they have Archmage's Charm here. Do they expect the double Mana Tithe? I almost want to save the double Mana Tithe for the Boom Bust. Like, just wait 2 more turns and then attempt to do a Boom Bust with 2 Mana Tithes out there. They probably have Force and Negation and some other things. They're going to draw cards. They don't have too many lands at the moment. I'm really greedy here. I really want to just... I want this to happen. Ajani double Tithe is kind of interesting too, but then they could just Cryptic it away at some point. I guess it's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could like super go all in on this too. That's what I'm thinking. Boom, and maybe sack for the GGs here. Get this going. I got a Reddit notification. I bet that's Ice9 dropping them beats. Snapcaster. The Cryptic. Do I Mana Tithe this? I won't have double Mana Tithe, but I'd have single, and I could maybe have Ajani do. Oh, I've gotta do it. Get out of here. Force a negation me. Do it. Get all the counters out. Now I kill this, right? What's up, Last God? I don't think there's a reason to go up here. I think we just gotta kill the Snapcaster. It does let them untap an extra land here, but that's fine. More than Blue Book. That's good. That's good. 7 Mana Tithe resolving the big news. Yes, this is fine. You can have Ajani, because I'm about to wreck your face. How far in do we go? Do they have double force and negation here? So Greater Gargadon goes down 1. Gosh, it's Chandra too. I don't have to go all in on this anyway, and then I can have all these lands that don't get destroyed. I don't need to go all in on this. We're good. We're going big. I need to cast the bust side. Blow them up. Destroy all lands. Destroy is the keyword. Bust them up. Don't need to sack the Greater Gargadon. Opponent's like, psh, I got this. No, you don't. Show me that force. Show me the force. Show me the concession. Get it out of here. No one expects the mana tithe. You got another force plus blue card right here, right now. You're about to blow up. My opponent's contemplating all of their decisions this game. Wondering why they've been queued up against us. Oh. Yes. Certainly. Go ahead, opponent. We're gonna slam Chandra. Get Greater Gargadon in. Ooh. Land has been found by our opponent. Oh my gosh, this just got better. Chandra, play it in. Uptick. Play the Ichor Wellspring. Draw a card. Sacrifice it. Draw a card. Oh my gosh, I got a pillage. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good still. We're still good. We're still good. We're going all the way with the Gargadon now. It's time. It's time. No, we're good. It gets haste. Suspend creatures get haste. Jehoram, EDH player. We good. We good. In comes Gargi. In comes Gargi. Hope they don't have a path. They can have a path. We'll give them that opportunity to path it, give me this pillage. I go up for 2 damage, blow up their land. I'm glad we started late today. Our poor blue-white opponent. What am I saying? What am I saying? All right. Woo. Suppression Field might come in and Boils might come in for this matchup. Lightnings, Helixes, all that good stuff. The problem that we're going to run into is we literally have to win with like Greater Gargadon or our Boom Bust kind of package here. But that was a nice game. It was a good way to start the evening off, and maybe we'll get this Soul Tithe doing something. They now know about Mana Tithe, and I think they might play around it. Who knows? Magus of the Move, for sure, for sure. When I hear about a Discord that I am playing a deck for, I certainly try to make an effort to stop by. Certainly. Alright, one thing we could also consider is this Trinisphere. The Trinisphere prevents Force of Negation shenanigans, but we gotta get it down. You were requested. You missed it. You I don't know if anybody has a clip, but if they don't, I'm gonna highlight this beautiful gift of the last game for you, Avaros. But we're gonna be bringing this hot card in. Let's see here. Lightning Bolt. I want these suppression fields. They kind of hurt us a little bit. They hurt us a little bit here. Let's take 2 Ghostlies, boil Lightning Bolt. Let's start there. I really just think it's just going to be go after their lands. Don't worry about the suppression fields as much. I might bring one in place of, say, like a Molten Rain or something, or maybe a Pillage. Let's do one in front of a Pillage here. Yeah, that looks good. Avaris, you missed it. we busted. Well, first things we did Ajani. They did something. It didn't matter because we had Mana Tithe. And then the following turn, we busted them, holding Mana Tithe, and stopped. Oh, they snapped Cryptic. That's what they did. All right, let's keep this. This has lots of lands and 2 blow-up effects. It was good. I'm not sure about field either. I feel medium at best about it, but we'll give it its chance in the sun here. It's not illegal. Checkmark boy. I thought about playing Miracles. I even posted it in your Discord. I was like, Miracles? And no one said anything. I was just like, I guess they don't want Miracles. Alright, we're going to try to boom. Flagstones and their Hallowed Fountain here. Crackler's a little bit slow here. Would have been great on turn 1. We have an Aether Gust. I'm going to go ahead and top this. And pass the turn. We're going to do both of these spells next turn because one of them is going to be countered again. Guaranteed, pretty much. So we're gonna put this in. We're gonna do it this way. Casting Boom, blow this up, blow the white land up. My opponent's going to counter this. I'm gonna crack the earth and then get at least one of these lands. Hey, it's shocked in. Nice. Counter. Hard cast Force of Negation. I guess we'll crack the earth then, opponent. We lose Flagstones. They lose an island here. Flagstone allows us to go get a land. Of course we will. Go get that Sacred Foundry. So far we've been okay with that Flagstone and only having 4 Sacreds. It's doing okay. Opponent finds their land. I guess we're going to have to blow that one up too. We'll do it with this land. We're going to try Pillage here. Pillage and Hallowed Fountain. See if they have another Aether Gust or other Force of Negation Archmage Charm. Alright, they have Charm. They're not drawing with it. Okay. We'll see if they hit their 4th land here. It looks like they don't. Just a core Firewalker. That's probably a problem for us. But anyway. Let's go ahead and get down in Ajani here. This card's going to be a problem. I don't know how we kill that. Yes, I do. We got this. We got to just feel confident here. Can we beat a 2-2? Maybe. Alright, keep something tapped down. They get to attack us. We get to keep it tapped down again. They get to attack us. We get to keep it tapped down again. Opponent would like to pick something up. Picks up the Archmage Charm, so they'll have a counter next turn, but not this turn. Maybe. 2 at Ajani. Please, some destruction spells. Well, it's sort of one. Alright, let's go ahead and play it first. Not too thrilled about this card. Ooh, Mana Tithe. I do like that card. Let's see if we can find a Crack the Earth here. We found a Molten Rain. Fine. Uptick on the land that is tapped, so it remains tapped past the turn. So if they have an Archmage Charm or something like that, then we might get it here. Depends if they have the extra land. Ideally, we'll get the Molten Rain a land here. Another Mystic Sanctuary is going to pick up a Aether Gust. Uh-oh. Hits 2 at Ajani. Ajani is about to die. Not ideal. Bonus Ichor Wellspring. Alright, let's keep this tapped. Start there. Play Ichor Wellspring. Drawing a card. Sacred Foundry down. Untapped. Let's go ahead and attempt a Molten Rain. The Hallowed Fountain. I'm going to try to knock them off white here. They have Archmage Charm, so they counter. They're not drawing with it. That's fine. And we'll pass turn. Alright, so they're going to get Ajani here. The best thing we could probably draw next is Boil. And then we just have to somehow beat this card. Which probably is just beaten with a Greater Gargadon, if we're honest. What's this? 3 to scry 2? That might be what they do here shortly. Not looking too ideal, if I may say so. they've got everything for our Mana Tithe. Looks like I'm gonna pass back. I don't believe I want to show them a boil if we end up drawing said boil. But we might just lose to this one. Cracks the Omen. Mana Tithe is so much worse when you know it's in your deck. It's true. It's true. They know about it. Maybe it's time to take it out. I don't have a really aggressive package, unfortunately, from the sideboard. They did draw one card they wanted. They put one to the bottom on that scry. Chandra? Let this happen. Snap. We're doing this on the off chance. Counter draw. Let's bolt them for funsies. We might need to be taking it out on the draws. Might need to start doing that. Who knows? We're still like a greater Gargadon away from this. Uh-oh. Sanctuary. Picks up the Cryptic command. That's not very good for us. We might be dead here because they can always pick up Sanctuary, replay it, and get the Omen. Maybe I should be playing Rest in Peace with the non-bow. Okay, little Chromatic Star. Go ahead and use Chromatic Star, making red. Alright, looks like I'm passing. They've got us in 6 turns. It looks like they're going to get us here on their 6 turns. There's way too many lands here, and we do know about the Cryptic and the Mystic Sanctuary playing that down. Probably not happening. Go to game 3? Perhaps? Wonder what other cards our opponent might have. I'm going to allow this to resolve. It makes it look like... You know what? Just concede. This gives him a little too much information how many basics I have in the deck. I don't think we can beat this card. It just kills us in 4 more turns. Do we have anything for that? I guess I have the Ghostly Prisons to stop it. That is it. I don't like Suppression Field anymore. They don't appear to have like any walkers. Inquisitor, what's up? I want my pillage back. I want my pillage back. The Kataki, I guess, does trade with it. I suppose it's something I could play. It just impacts me a little bit more with my Wellsprings and stuff, but I guess letting them die is an okay thing. Soul Tithe can potentially kill it as well. I guess that might be better than... What? Maybe better than my pillage? No Pioneer for you? Let's get rid of a Lightning Bolt and bring Kataki in. That card's just like gas against us. Ajani cannot keep it locked down. It had pro red. I need like a Walking Ballista or something. Yeah, it's pro red. It's really good. It's really good against us. Part of me almost doesn't want this Lightning Bolt and just bring in a Ghostly, with the idea that if I like really restrict their mana base, then attacking is costly and it might slow them down. That's about all I can really see. Maybe a second Ghostly. Kataki does help me draw cards. Path won't make sense here. The original build did have Oust in it, which would make sense now to have, but having Path with land destruction spells is kind of a non-bow. Kataki is Dark Confidant in this deck? Possibly. I think I want this other Ghostly. Let's take one Mana Tithe out and run it. They know about the Mana Tithe. The Ghostly Prison kind of stops a few things. Celestial Colonnade, Snapcasters. They can obviously just bounce the Ghostly Prison as well. We did flood pretty hard, so hopefully we won't flood again like that. We'll see. We'll see. There's a discussion about having Molten Rain versus Stone Rain in the Reddit today. This hand actually does not feel like it should be kept. Unfortunate. But I think this one's gotta go. I think it's too slow, doesn't do enough, can't cast anything. I think we can do better. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Keep. I couldn't keep fast enough. This is a great hand. This is fabulous. Alright. Let's get things a-going. Let's get things a-going. Goblin Rabble Master in the sideboard might be worth it. You know what gets around this? Crack the Earth. Oh, dang. Holy crap. Second Gargadon. I just cracked the Earth here, I think. Fetch. I dare you. This might get a force. I don't need to float mana because I'm not playing anything else here. Alright. We got him. We got rid of the... Who said crack was bad? Heck yeah. That's really good against this card. Come on, another crack. It's not very good. Alright, let's just suspend another Greater Gargadon here. I need them to crack this to make it worthwhile. We'll put the Flagstones out and pass turn. Targeting it with Boom Bust doesn't do anything. I need them to fetch. Excellent, they do. I figured it was someone I knew. Figured. Make a little fun of you. Okay. See what we got here. End step. Opponent stopped at our end step. Maybe doing something fancy here. We'll yield to our Gargadons. They're going to come down and smack our opponent around. Ooh, that's a good card. Shall we? Flagstones, their Prairie Stream. Mana Tithe up. Aether Gust me do it. Oh, I could nail this too. Scry 2, then draw a card. I want to hit that. Spider, what's up? Get out of here, opponent. Force a negation me. Do it. Destroyed. Flagstone trigger. I missed a Greater Gargadon thing here. Right? Yeah, I did. I'm silly. I'm silly, guys. My bad. I should have had that in response. Well, I guess I wanted to resolve. I don't know. In response, you could definitely Greater Gargadon, though. Alright. Down they go. The big boys. Shall we continue? Molten Rain. Do you have another counter, opponent? Snapcaster. Fine. Looks good. Looks good. You got another land, opponent? They do. Shocking it in. I like it. I like it, opponent. You know what's up. Hits us for 2. Greater Gargadon's going down. Let this resolve. Let this resolve. Let this resolve. Let this resolve. Yes. I get to do what we... I could crack the earth again. But we probably want to get the Gargadons going here. They shocked this in. What do they have? Snapcaster Mage? They're gonna have another. They're gonna have Snapcaster, I think. We're gonna go ahead and send in some little elementals, and then sack them to Gargadon. We'll get this biggin Gargadon in soon. Look at that value. We did it right, Zale. Are you proud? Are you proud of us? They shocked in, and oh no, they shocked last turn. They're looking good. Uh-oh, field. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hitting my plays. Gargadon's going down. We have a land here. I just make 2 tokens, sack them both, play Gargadon down, see if they have a counter. If not, I smash in for 9. Seems okay. I don't know if I want to draw. Do I want to draw? Why would I want to draw? Oh, I guess I could draw something cool, like a crack the earth. How we could sacrifice this token. I could cast a lot with that, but I'm gonna get a greater Gargadon in here. Let's go ahead and crack the earth and see if that gets my opponent's attention, because I can just sacrifice this mountain. We want them on the least amount of things. Cool. Greater Gargadon showing up. We'll cast this. Maybe they have a counter. Disdainful Stroke. How rude. Oh, G-Panto 101. What's up? I can't sacrifice the Chandra. It's a no-go. Alright, Chandra's dead. It's all good. It's all good. You know what? Let's just put this in tapped. Let's just pass the turn. My opponent's on 2 lands. I know they can draw some things here. I don't want to be sacrificing too much to Greater Gargadon. If I draw another land, I can go ahead and cash in the Sunbaked Canyon. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait in case I top deck a Ajani or a Chandra Torch of Defiance. That looks okay. We'll go ahead and attempt to pillage, see if they have a counter. They don't. I would love to just jam Greater Gargadon here, but I think that's the wrong play. I think it's just slightly wrong. I know they're unlikely to have been able to counter there. There we go. That's much better. This looks good now. Draw another crack. Do it. Do I wait here? I think I do. I wait one more turn, I pillage the land again, and then we go for it. There we go. Opt. Scry the bottom. Do it. Oh, they put it on top. They like it. They like whatever it was. They love the card. Flooded Strand. That's pretty good. Here we go. Undo. What am I doing? We're going to pillage the island here. We're going to crack the other land. We're going to sack, swing with Greater Gargadon. It's putting us in a precarious position. They're in a precarious position. Let's go, opponent. Good luck on your top deck. In comes Gargadon. Whoosh. The big one. Whoosh. Take 9. Oh. This board state on turn 11, baby. How can you not love this? This is great. That was such a nuanced game. Love you. Look, we're both not going to play anything for forever. Screenshot. Here, I'll grab a screenshot. Boom. Actually, we have to do this. I don't mind showing the person's name. Boom, I got it. Cool. All right. Let's continue on, shall we? Shall we? Woo! Best turn 11 ever. Woo! The Crack the Earth. Uncle DB. Anyway. Okay. I can get behind this. This has got a lot of extra draws. Let's give this one a shot. Extra draws galore. Chromatic Stars and Wellsprings to help Greater Gargadon. Getting in for some hot damage. This deck is everything you want to be doing in Magic. Consider hitting that link then and picking any cards up that you're missing. Helps support the stream, costs you nothing. The record is currently 1-0 to Bar. Alright, Amulet. I see you over there. Ooh. There's an interesting deal with just doing Crack the Earth right now. My opponent's at 4 cards. We can probably beat them if we do that. I'm gonna go for it. If they get rid of the Amulet, we're in great shape. Like, trading land for Amulet here, we've done it a few times already, proves to be exactly what you want to be doing. Sup, people? I just got back from Pioneer Night. Tested my deck, went 3-0. My opponent quit out of sheer misery. Nice. Get him, Dreadbore. Ooh, 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 ooh. Our new card. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Chromatic Star here. Don't worry, everyone. We'll be good. We'll be good. Don't worry, everyone. I know. A little bit of weird sequencing. We're fine. The bottom one is the deck. The other two are my Red Prison decks. A lot of people ask me for those, so those stay in the Nightbot command. Opponent casts a Once Upon a Time, probably once a land. Simic Growth Chamber is a bouncy land. This deck? Our deck? Their deck? Which deck? Which deck stresses you out? They pick up the Wooded Foothills. Just let Gargadon do Gargadon things. It's a good card. It's a real good card. It's a fabulous card. Let's go ahead and sacrifice a star. Draw a card. That's a great card, too. Fabulous cards all around. Boom. The Simic Growth Chamber. Get out of here. I am going to play this Crack. Some people might call me crazy, but we're destroying all their lands, and then I get a Nicker Wellspring into play, plus a Soul Tithe, and we know that they have just Wooded Foothills, plus maybe some unknown cards. Yeah, let's do it. We're the land destruction deck. This is what we're doing. Look, they're bouncing this. Maybe we'll get a Molten Rain here and blow this one up next. Who knows? Who knows? I didn't stack the deck. Who knows what we're supposed to be doing here? But I don't. Opponent, please stop. I have cracked the earth down here too. Let's set it up. Let's set it up. I'm so greedy. I'm so greedy. And then we get this faster. This isn't greedy. This is the correct line. We're on turn 7. My opponent's cast an amulet and Once Upon a Time, and they're done with us. Oh. Crack, crack. Feels really good when we do that. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We bring Boil in, and that's pretty much all we do for this one. That is about all we're doing. They don't know about our Mana Tithe, so we can technically keep that in. Dryad's a pain, but not with Boil. We do want Ghostly Prison in this case. And we're wanting this because it will stop them once we clear out all their lands. We don't want them attacking me if possible. I really want these 3. No, we want Prison pretty much. It's our only way to really deal with a Primeval Titan if it gets into play. What is Mana Tithe state? Those who seek to upset the balance must be taxed for such ambitions. It's everything you want in Spider. We're trying. I don't think Soul Tithe makes a whole lot of sense here. Yeah, Darth. Soul Tithe is enchant. Player must pay X, where X is its converted mana cost, or it dies, or it sacrifices. Maybe I just want 1 Ghostly Prison. We don't want too many of these. 1 Mana Tithe, 1 Soul Tithe outs. Ghostly and Boils. Hey, Spider, thank you for the 3.
This feeds my magic soul. Thank you, Fluff.
You're welcome. Boil, yes. Alright, we're going to go ahead and run this. What about Ensnaring Bridge in the sideboard? We have Greater Gargadon. Ensnaring Bridge is a lot easier typically to kill than Ghostly Prison. I'm not saying it's not a good idea, but it just gets interesting. I wonder what we do here. I don't need 2 of these guys. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. This one's definitely a learning curve. We're going to lead with Greater Gargadon here. I'm expecting an amulet, starting things off. I'm sure they're going to ramp nicely. Maybe we can pillage them in a way that makes it so we do some nice things to them. Well, there's many times where we get a lot of things into play pretty quickly. We're not accelerating things out. We're not ritualing them and doing things like that. It's Castle. Castle's a small problem for us. Let's play Chromatic Star, crack the Chromatic Star, just to see if we find a crack here. If we find a crack, we can use it to slow our opponent down a little bit. If we find a Boom Bust, so we can do that next turn. They might have Titan, though. But if they search in weird ways here, who knows what'll happen. We'll see. What's up, Mr. Azarukai? Tireless Tracker. Okay. This is interesting. I do get to Boom Bust their Simic Growth Chamber, or I can just pillage it. We can beat this Tireless Tracker. Ooh. Ooh, that's a dangerous card. Attacks. They have no more lands in hand. Alright. Good to know. Good to know. I wonder if my pillage could set them back far enough that I could wait until bust. And then put a greater Gargadon in to block Tireless Tracker. I wonder if that's a possibility here. And I could pillage this Simic Growth Chamber here. It's risky. I don't think pillaging here is a bad idea either. I think I just go for lands. They would have had this untapped and brought it in for just more value with their amulet. I'm thinking they're empty-handed with the lands. Maybe we go after the castle next. I don't know. Wooded Foothills. Cracks Wooded Foothills. So we're going to get a few tokens here for this Tireless Tracker. Maybe I can't wait and I just gotta do the boom bust early on. Get rid of the castle. And they get a secure Tribe Scout. Untap. Now they have a Zeusa. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna kill the bounce land so bad right now. This is gonna be an interesting game. Thankfully, I brought in Ghostly Prison. Bouncy land, bouncy land, bouncy land. It's a lot of mana. There's Dryad. This is why we have Boil, by the way. Oh my gosh, what else do you have? Stop tapping this. Okay, they're just cracking clues. That's fine. This is a lot. My opponent did a lot of things there. Alright, tax me for 5. These come down one more. Star. So what's frustrating that we have right now going on is that my opponent easily just plays the land and repeatedly can play it 4 or 5 times and can crack 5 more clues. I don't believe I really have a way to play around this, though. I don't think I can get both of my Gargadons down to block the Tireless Tracker. And blowing up a land here doesn't do a whole lot. I think we can probably concede this one. 2 Gargadons in the opening hand was definitely not where we wanted to be. There's a Ghostly Prison. If we blow up a land here, then they do all that, and we had the Ghostly coming down. They probably can still, they can still pay for this across 2 turns. Okay, any changes here? I hate the Dryad so much. I don't think I've got any changes here. We know what we need in the opening hand. Yeah. Bolt / Helix. I have 1 Bolt here. It's not very good in this matchup anyway. Alright, would I like to play first? Yes. This hand looks a lot better. Alright, we'll keep this. We can do some things with this hand. Zozu, the Punisher? I don't know if Zozu ever really can find a home, I'll be honest, as much as I like it. Dryad's too beefy. It's a X4. It's an easier to cast Courser of Crufix that still plays an extra land. You just can't play it from the top, but it then gave all your lands boil ability. I mean, all abilities. Zozu? Zozu? Zozu. Zozu. Well, we're not going to crack the Earth. That would be quite pointless here. I love Zozu. He's got really cool art, too. Zozu's the man. Once upon a time. So if I can wait on this crack for 1 turn, I would happily wait to then be able to just Ichor Wellspring use of the crack. At the same time, I've got this Flagstone, so it shouldn't matter. We might be just cracking into the Molten Rain following turn. Basic Forest Amulet, so this is easily a crack turn. We'll use our cantrips later. We can't let them have the amulet, and if they want to keep the amulet, then they get rid of their land. Nice. Works for me. We're going to blow up some lands here. Amulet. Trigger. Breeding Pool untaps. We're going to definitely Molten Rain. That way, if they have anything that brings the land into play in weird ways, we kind of stop that a little bit. Looks like my opponent ran out of things to do. Hicker Wellspring, draw a card. Hicker Wellspring, draw a card. Pass turn. Ooh. Gargadon. Bouncy land. They're doing this to get something into play that they just drew, or play a Once Upon a Time or something greater, or secure a Tribe Scout. Alright, let's suspend. This way I can draw a few more cards. Want to draw all the cards here. As many cards as I possibly can. There we go. Except I don't have a target. I don't have a target. That strange moment when your opponent's played around your boom bust. That card will do. Do I have Bolt in my deck? I have one Bolt. We'll leave Mana Tithe open. They'll never see it coming. They'll never see it coming, but they're probably going to float enough mana here. Feels logical. Because this is probably 3 mana, whatever they're about to play. Yeah, I've been sacking all the stars of Gargadon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna let this resolve, because eventually they're gonna get that land to stick into play for me. And maybe they'll just untap this, make the 3. There we go. Perfect. Perfect target. Ha! Beast within their own land. Ha! Silly. Alright. I think it's time to... No, we're not dead. Not yet, at least. Maybe soon. I'm thinking I need the canyon. I think I need a draw here. I don't know what I could draw into that interests me, though. Versus just getting the flagstones in, Greater Gargadon, and go. But we'll go ahead and give it a draw. Yeah, see, that didn't do anything for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can wait a turn. Try to use this boom bust a little more effectively, and then maybe also use the flagstones here. So my opponent can play this a million times here. We'll see how much punish we get here. Yeah, Pillage or Bolt would have been a nice draw. Yep, Titan from 0 lands in play. We were hoping they would have to Summoner's Pact for it, but they didn't have to. If they Summoner's Pact, then we would have been able to boom bust or bust them. We'll see, though. Maybe they'll get really greedy here. This is totally fine? Yeah, it's totally fine. So. We could get our Greater Gargadon down. Basic Land Shark, thank you for the raid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People keep saying the Titan needs to be banned. I keep saying it needs to be Amulet. Thoughts? The fact that they have Valakut and Field is making things really awkward that the Primeval Titan can become two different things. I think it's gonna, if it was honestly a card, it would probably be Primeval Titan. I know that maybe doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but to me, I think that's what it would be. I think I let the 6 hit me. They're not killing me just yet. We can blow up the lands and then fight back with a giant Greater Gargadon. Dryad's interesting here. I wonder what they'll pick up. They picked up their Valakut. It's kind of an interesting one. Alright, suspends go down here. We get a Sunbaked Canyon. So, what can I do here? I can get actually Greater Gargadon down, and I can swing, threatening a 2-turn clock here with the other Greater Gargadon a few more down, because I'm about to boom bust. I have a bunch of lands in play, or hand. I think this is the right play. I'm going to hold priority here. In response to holding priority, let's go ahead and sacrifice some stuff here. Alright, so this Greater Gargadon's going to come off, suspend. Hello. How's it going? No, no. If it starts really picking up, then I'll close it.
I just don't know if with me moving around in there another 4 makes more sense.
No, it should be good. Hair looks good. I was gonna say I finally got home from work. All right, we're going deep on this. Going super deep. We're going so deep here. And I know those were indestructible lands. I know. But we're going for everything here. But I don't know if I can beat this opponent. Well, they let that go through. Maybe it's smarter to leave 2 in play here. If I leave 1 land extra in play, then if I get a Nicker Wellspring, maybe it's a little... I probably went a little too deep here. But yeah, I think Titan's getting very close to being banned. But then you also have this Dryad doing really weird things. And so now you have Primeval Titan that plays a singleton or 1 or 2 Valakuts. And suddenly they can basically be Scape Shift. They can be a Grave Titan. They're already doing damage. And as you saw, if they have the right combo of cards with Amulet, they can just bounce the land back and forth a whole bunch. And it doesn't really impact anything. Perfect example. This land's going to generate 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It can generate 10-ish mana here. Rex Sage is their own amulet here. Just to get a blocker into play. Neither Infect nor Nearfirm are this consistent. Oh yeah, no, there's definitely some very interesting things going on with our opponent's deck. It's just something that's in the meta right now. We just got to pay attention to it. Our other deck, Blood Moons, wrecks the opponent. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Gets some lands here. Maybe triggers with a Secure Tribe Scout and wins. By the way, didn't matter if I held back or not. They could blow up this fine little friend. Alright, we're at 3. If they have a land drop, they win. Good job. Alright. Opponent does it from 0 lands in 2 turns. After we blow up all the lands again. It happens. We had a pretty explosive game. Oh, our next card was a boil. Alright, well, we almost got the boil off. Amulet takes us down. We did destroy some lands there. I think we had a pretty ruthless match 1, so perhaps we needed to be set back a couple. You think Astrolabe should be banned as well? Astrolabe does some interesting things, that's for sure. That's for sure. Time for that deck to go? Maybe, maybe not. Let's play first. Yes. This is everything we want in a life. This is a pretty good starting hand. We'll go ahead and suspend our Greater Gargadon, and then we'll plan to annihilate our opponent. Maybe. We'll find out here soon. Alright. Let's... Gosh dang it. It's this crap again. Oh, I feel like I'm supposed to go ahead and crack the earth here. Tap the flagstones. We can play Ichor. We cannot play Ichor. We're going to go ahead and do a crack here. Part of me wants to just boom bust the flagstone, but sacrifices the greater. Tap flagstone, crack, float 1 mana, and then can't play anything. I feel like it's just crack the earth here. We'll go get our land and pass turn. By the way, even if I said yes, this remains tapped, so that's why we don't worry about it. Gargadon's going down. Alright, I think for here, we have to play Ichor Wellspring. And maybe draw into some lands. There's a land. Let's go ahead and play the flagstones. We'll go ahead and pass the turn here. If they play, like, attempt to play a Dryad, I can crack the Ichor to see if I find a Mana Tithe here. On the off chance I do. I don't. Alright. Gargadon going down, doing its thing. Let's go ahead and... probably just an Ichor Wellspring, draw a card. Greater Gargadon, sack the Ichor Wellspring, draw a card. See if I hit anything interesting. Chandra is interesting. We'll go ahead and boom the land that doesn't matter and a Valakut. Pass turn. Talking about Dredge over there and opals and bands and stuff like that. Azusa has been played now. Greater Gargadon doing Greater Gargadon things. Mana Tithe is an excellent pickup here. What can we do? We have this at 4. It's kind of an interesting spot to be at 4. If we were to play the Sacred Foundry down, we have 3 mana plus 2. What I could do is Sacred Foundry. Sacred Foundry, shock in, Chandra down tick, boom, cascading a Valakut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'd have to have exactly enough. I don't leave Mana Tithe by doing that. We're asking them to have a couple lands here to get an amulet out. Let's go ahead and let's go that line. Let's play Chandra, down tick Chandra, play the Boom Bust. I can't Boom Bust. It has to be Crack. Alright. Because it has to be Crack, we're going to do this. We forget that a bunch. Sacrifice this. Get in for one. Sacrifice. Pass turn. Alright. I feel okay with what we've done here. I feel okay with what we've done. Not great, but okay. We can basically get the Gargadon down if they come attacking, which I'll probably do. Alright, let's sacrifice flagstones here. Get a land. Sacrifice land here. Suspend comes off. We cast. And now we block. Now we block. That's one way to get it out of here. Bye-bye, Dryad. Don't mess with Gargadon. Golgari Rot Farm. Picks up a land, plays a land. Passes back to us. Alright. We'll just Molten Rain this. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of encouraging them to maybe have Titan here. We'll find out. They block here. This is nice because now I don't have to worry about Titan. I can now down tick, play Crack the Earth. I don't have to leave Mana Tithe open. Crack the Earth. Sacrifice a land here. They sacrifice a land. Pass turn. Some good healthy discussion about this deck across from us. We're taking it to them this time. Let's see if we can take it to them one more time. So did we not like something I did last time? I think it was Ghostly and Boil. I still think that is the correct line. I think Soul Tithe is poor. I think the Mana Tithe is potentially poor. You still think the Bolts in and stuff? And Helixes? We can do this. Mana Tithe out, Ghostly, and Soul. If they land exactly one Primeval Titan, we're dead. You're familiar with it? Alright. I'm going to bring the Boil in still. Just in case they do get that Dryad going. I guess Suppression Field would stop a Snake. No, I don't think Once Upon a Time would do much. Alright, this hand's too slow. We can mulligan this. This hand's too slow. We can mulligan this. Mulligan. The hand's not getting much better. Alright. Well, we might be in trouble here. Game number 2. Having to mull a little bit to oblivion. Opponent makes a snake. Unfortunately, our Lightning Helix is 2, not 1 for the Bolt. So if they put the snake into play. Once Upon a Time to find a land. Maybe they'll whiff on the land. Maybe they'll whiff. Breeding Pool. Snake. Nice. Alright. We'll lead with our Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. No other play. Might as well get it down. Engineered on 0. Amulets. Breeding Pool. Alright. Some interesting things that have been played here. Let's go ahead and crack Chromatic Star just to draw a card, see what we draw. It's a fine card. We'll Helix the Scout and pass the turn. So if they miss on another land here, I'll probably pillage the Amulet. Now we definitely pillage the Amulet. Get out of here, Amulet. Easy pillage. Because we got another one. Once Upon a Time, a hard cast. Cast Vesuva. Makes it a breeding pool. Put this in tapped. We'll go ahead and slam pillage. I guess I'll get rid of the breeding pool that's a Vesuva because it could turn into something else in the future. Oh gosh, they have a bounce land? Oh, they have a bounce land. The jerk. Alright, that was well played. Watch out on pillage. We got dumpstered. We got dumpstered. Alright, so we can play Chandra down and then pillage. Sorry, Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix is Securba Tribe Scout. Play Vesuva down. Copy breeding pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go up with Chandra here, she goes to 5. They have the Secure Tribe Scout to copy the Simic. They can blank a pillage. We're going to go ahead and do this. Down tick for the Helix. Get the Helix. Cast the Helix on this Tribe Scout and see if we can't find answers for what's left in play. They're going to play Vesuva to get it in play. Tapped. Makes Simic Growth Chamber again. Bounces Simic Growth Chamber? Nope. Bounces Cavern. So they have 6 mana. This could easily be Primeval Titan. And if it is, I think we can concede after our top deck. Here's 6 mana Primeval Titan. They'll haste this up. Pretty much the only thing that would slow this down is Boil, but even so they would just, you know what? I'm pretty dead. I guess they can't haste it because they don't have the amulet, you're right, but they can do a chunk ton of damage here. And we're dead on board to the next attack here. Oh, and they played a land too. Look at this. Out of nowhere. Just chunks us for damage. We're at 7. So we're dead on board, even if I had the Boil. Alright. See, it doesn't matter. Dryad and having a couple Valakuts in their deck is just... I think that's what's put the deck over the top, if I'm honest. That is what's put it over the top. It's the bottom one beats. I changed like 3 cards, but generally speaking, that's the list. It is pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy. Every now and then it comes into play. Alright, I'm going to keep this one. We're going to try this. We have a Mana Tithe. They haven't seen the Mana Tithe. They could run out a Amulet or the Scout, and we have both of them covered. This feels okay. Not great, but okay. We'll see how it plays. My opponent also mulled to 5, drawing. Here's their 6th card. Alright, they had the tapping land. I'm going to pass the turn with all of this up. Let's see if we can grab something. Maybe they have another tap land, or they get a bounce land and they try to play Amulet first. You know, something like that. Alright, the answer is no. Apparently my opponent's just going to play around it. Alright, let's... Gosh. Maybe it's just worth, like, waiting one more turn here and trying to get this Tithe to work. Because Dryad's a problem for us. Then I can start going after the lands. She's a problem too. She's probably worth killing. I'll do it with the Mana Tithe here. I know that the Lightning Bolt doesn't... Ooh. Okay. If we can find some lands and they play Dryad now, things get a little more spicier. If I can find lands. Breeding Pool. Shocks it in. Has no follow-up. Shocks it in with no follow-up. Please, can I have a land? Where's the lands? I don't know what I want to get rid of. I guess I'll get rid of Ajani. Ajani's just so far away from being cast. Alright, what do we have? Land. Just slam the Titan here. They're not even going to have the Dryad. It's not going to matter. Ditch Bolt. Johnny's not even castable. If I ditch Bolt, then I don't have Bolt and Helix to take care of Primeval Titan. So we have a Field of the Dead and a Vesuva. Vesuva's going to copies a breeding pool. Kind of interesting. Alright, I've missed my land now for the last bunch of turns with 2 draws. Bolting Azusa is probably the play? Possibly. Versus the Mana Tithe. I thought I was going to get to pillage in the following turns, but that didn't happen. Well, this isn't good. So I can kill Primeval Titan next turn. Yeah, so the idea of Mana Tithe on Azusa was hoping that the Dryad was maybe like the next play, but they weren't going to ramp out too many spells here. So we have Valakut, we have double field triggers here. We're going to bounce a land so we can make another creature. So I just died to zombies now. I wonder if I'll get my land. Hey, we found a land. Alright. We're gonna play this still. So what we're gonna see is if they maybe magically play Dryad here. Magically. Teleria West. Alright, we have an out. Summoner Pack Dryad. Go get Dryad. Go get Dryad. Go get Dryad. Go get Dryad. Dryad. Gets the Dryad. Summoner Pact has been played. We need a land off the top. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna die here. No, I won't die. I'm good. Beginning of combat. Let's Bolt and Helix Titan. I should have Helixed first. I gain 3. They attack for 4. I go to 4. This flashes. Oh, no! If we top deck a land, we win the game because we boil their lands. They didn't even search. So if we top deck the land because they use Summoner's Pact, we get to boil. And we win it. So let's take a look. So if we would have killed this, we would have been from 8 to 11. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We would have gone to 2, assuming they had no other lands, and then we would have boiled them. Ah, well. Alright, Amulet's beating up on us a little bit tonight. I guess the fact that they've funded our leagues for this year at the beginning of Q1 of this year. I guess it's a thing. They could have cracked Fetch, though, and hit with Valakut, but I would have gained 3, and my Helix would have hit the Primeval Titan. And then I wouldn't be taking 6 from the Primeval, and I'd be negating that as well, and I would have had enough life total. Just a little bit, but... Is Mono Green Tron good, or should I play a spicy Storm deck? I would play what you're most familiar with. If it's a Storm deck, play the Storm deck. If it's a Green Tron list, play the Green Tron list. If it's neither, then Play the one you think you'll enjoy the most. Alright. We got double Ichor, Greater Gargadon, a Boom Bust, and a Ghostly. Unknown opponent. Let's go ahead and keep it. See what this happens to be. Looks like it's Storm. You'll get your answer right here. Can we beat Storm? We'll find out right after these messages. Mana Tithe. I don't think I beat a Brawl. Let's go ahead and play this down. Hold up, Mana Tithe. Tron isn't even that good against Control and Jund anymore. It really isn't. You can link a Storm list if you want. We may not look at it. 100 plus views? That's because Evan's not streaming. We stole all his friends. Opponent missed a land drop. Interesting. Opponent misses a land drop. Should we blow up a land? Boom. Boom. You miss your land drop, you're punished, opponent. Get out of here. This is the opponent. Yep, that just happened. Alright, F6 through the turn. They found their land. The jerk. They found their land. Alright, we're going to suspend Greater Gargadon past the turn, leaving Mana Tithe open. We will continue to leave Mana Tithe open as long as we can. I'm hoping to get a Baral. If I can get a Baral here, it'll give us time to find our way up to enough lands for Ajani to kill a future Baral. We'll see. It appears my opponent has like a Remand or something. I'm going to pass the turn here with this Mana Tithe open. See if we can get them punished here. Greater Gargadon doing Greater Gargadon things. Opponent discards a card. It's interesting. They didn't want to cast the Serum Visions. Full art Tithe is pretty. I believe that. I feel like they are holding the Remand. I'm going to go ahead and jam an Ichor Wellspring. I can't imagine they counter this. Right? Alright, fine. 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 Do it. Part of me wants to do the Boom Bust there. Part of me knows that I don't need to. Grape Shot to the bin. Greater Gargadon goes down one. Alright. Ichor Wellspring, let's test the waters again. We get to draw. We hit our land. We'll play our land. We're going to go ahead and crack the earth here. We're going to crack it instead of using Greater Gargadon because it gets rid of one of their lands. And then Ichor Wellspring gets its value anyway here. Opponent opts. Good synergies. Good value. Draw a card. We're going to hold on the Chromatic Star because then I can keep Mana Tithe open this turn. Let's see if it works. Shivan Reef. Are we going to jam something down for 2 finally? There we go. There we go, opponent. So I can let this resolve, or what I can do is counter it and then play Ajani. That seems like a better idea. I don't think Manitai is going to get much better. Thanks, Kevin, for that follow. Helping us hit our goals. Alright, let's get big boy Ajani in here. It's going, Stickball Russ. How are you? Play this Ajani, it feels good. Rogue Goblin, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Getting those sweet emotes to use all over Twitch. Thank you. Have some love from us. Alright, we're going to keep the land that doesn't tap for damage in place. Next up is probably just a pillage. We are losing quite a bit of life total here. Beetal Madge, thank you for the follow. Serum Visions for our opponent. Whew. Getting them folks in here. Maybe some of you have found me from Reddit. We did post something about this deck today. I don't remember if I've got the... Yeah, I do. It was found here, in case you were interested. Alright, let's keep some stuff on lockdown here. We can actually go ahead and take them off of red, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to take them off red. I want to shock in, but I don't. It's a lot more damage I take. Let's just play the Chromatic Star and pass turn. I don't need to take too much here. Ravnica on fire. Why is Ravnica on fire? That's not good. Thank you so much for that follow. Pyretic. They did find their red, by the way. Lizzo. Thank you for the follow. This isn't looking very good. Hello to you, Ravnica. Uh-oh. Are we dead? Did we lose? Rituals again. Don't worry, we have Ghostly when they play all these goblins. Did we play 30 minutes ago? Nice. How are you doing? Manamorphose. This is getting scary. Force, or Past in Flames would potentially kill us. Electromancer. Yeah, what were you on? That'll help us figure that out. Okay. Let's go ahead and sacrifice this artifact to the greater Gargadons. Mana Tithe is not a bad pickup here. We can kill one of these. The other thing I could potentially do here, and I like this potential plan, is kill land, keep one tapped, use Gargadon and swing potentially. It does give them 2 creatures, but they have 2 cards in hand, meaning one of them's got to be a land for them to really do anything here. I wonder if I get punished by doing a double Molten Rain and stopping a land here. Along with basically getting Gargadon in to attack, making it a 2-turn clock. I won't have Mana Tithe up. This takes all 5 mana. I basically have to feign a turn here, which I think I can do easily. I don't see a reason why. Keep this tapped down. Why I don't do it this way. That one's tapped. Let's go ahead and sacrifice these 3. We're doing this because I'll have Mana Tithe next turn. But I get the Greater Gargadon in here and I avoid a counter or other bad things. We're really asking them to have a lot here to kill us, so I think this attack's safe. Nice. So we swing in. they don't block perhaps, and then the following turn I can just Ajani. So they are kind of priced into blocking there so that they at least don't die to Ajani and can block again. But then I can either just shoot them or shoot this or stop this land. I forgot to stack the boom target to Greater Gargadon. You are correct. You are correct. And little nuances we need to get better at. For sure, for sure. All right. So, I think there's a mixture of wanting angers and a mixtures of not. We definitely want Trinisphere, Helixes, and Bolts. We also want these cages for sure. They've seen Manatithe now. I don't know if Manatithe is going to matter, so we might take that out. After this, I'm actually kind of thinking one Crack the Earth is probably okay. And looking at these 7, and then I got to pull 2 more out. Chandra, Torch of Defiance is a bit slow. Might be worth pointing out. Chandra Acolyte's really slow. We can even drop probably one more Crack. Yeah, we can bring the Tithe back in on the play. You have most of them, but not all. Well, Magus, if you feel like you need to pick some of them up, exclamation point deck, hit the link, go purchase the cards you want, and we get a small kickback. Soul Tithe seems bad. Maybe I keep a Crack the Earth. I don't know. Maybe I bring in an Anger. Mr. Zarukai has been around for a lot. Alright, let's go ahead and bring this stuff in. Run it. We're going to see how it goes. Crack the Earth feels a little bit awkward. They could keep a heavier land hand this time around since they know what we're doing. Soul Tithe feels weak. Alright, this hand's interesting. So we have the Inspiring Vantage, Lightning Bolt, or Crack the Earth. We have an Ichor Wellspring to help us hit that 3rd land. We get 2 draws to find one of our 22 remaining lands. This feels like this is kind of all in hopes. I'm feeling lucky. I don't think this is one you would keep at a GP, but we're here playing Magic, having a good time. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Land drop. Perfect. Good. Alright, Pillage is looking weak, but other than that, we've got some cards here. And it looks like I probably can safely play Ichor Wellspring here. Risk the keep. You can play the odds. You could play the odds. Shoot, man. Don't even wait. Easy. Who needs to play Ichor Wellspring when you're going to blow up their land and make them so frustrated? Arrgh. Alright, the other option there is Ichor Wellspring. My opponent's missed a land drop. We draw with Ichor Wellspring. Who knows what it would be, but you basically give yourself an extra turn to find the Trinisphere. On the random shot that they go ahead and play 2nd land and play Baral, if you hit that 3rd land, you can easily Trinisphere and probably take the game over from there. There you go. 2-2. It's a good night so far. Let's play our final match and see how we finish this league off. I'm hoping for a 3-2. Only losing to Amulet and only just sometimes. The deck is gas, and I think as we get more repetitions in and we get more familiarity with it, we'll definitely increase that percentage win rate. Dang. This would be a great opportunity to see if Soul Tithe matters. We will have the red mana. Man, why do we have all our flagstones? What is this? Clearly, this is a sign to keep. We got this, guys. Clearly a sign to keep. This is cute. You glad you stopped in? Well, I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you for stopping in. Trying to follow in Avaros' footsteps. One of our stream buddies getting that partner recently. And we're also hanging out with Marin Moon from time to time. Some of our stream buddies around. Spiders stopped by briefly. And Bruce by somewhere. Out in the ether. Uh-oh, Eldrazi. They played around once upon a time. Dang. Soul Tithe might be kind of interesting in this matchup. Might be kind of interesting. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and lose one of these to go get our red mana. And we'll pass turn. Soul Tithe is interesting here, but I would love to Mana Tithe a Thought-Knot Seer and then blow up a land. I wouldn't mind blowing up a land anyway here. Wouldn't mind not losing my land when I blow it up. But if I blow up the flagstones, what's nice is that I can have double red for Chandra. Let's go ahead and go that route. Let's boom the flagstone, the temple. We'll then play our new flagstone. This will leave Mana Tithe open, and then the following turn we could play a Chandra. Do I know the card Oppressive Raise? I'm aware of the card. I'm aware of the card. Hers is mine here. Chandra into boom. Into boom. Blow up a mine. Go ahead, opponent. This is working out nicely so far. Uh-oh, now they can't be countered. Do you think they're going to care about this Cavern of Souls? They might. This is going to get sketchy here. It's going to get sketchy. Let's uptick Chandra. Nothing to be found. Let's go ahead and sacrifice our Sunbaked so that we can hit this Molten Rain, blow up this Cavern of Souls, pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Land. Interesting cards. All around. Up we go. Pillage. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I targeted my own card. Not punished. You've done that so many times. It's okay. We'll manage, I think. I think we'll manage here. Let's suspend. Play our land down. Shock in. Up with Chandra. Clickety click. Boom. Here. Here. Pass the turn. Now we're gonna ult next turn. We're gonna hope they don't have an Eldrazi Temple here, and then we're gonna the ult here. Gargadon's doing Gargadon things. He's hidden behind the Sunbaked Canyon. Gonna go ahead and emblem here. Land tapped. Pass turn. If I need to, I'll cast a Soul Tithe on my own Chandra for 5 damage. We don't need it to round anymore, technically. Greater Gargadon here. We're gonna go up with Chandra. Gonna cast this pillage, targeting their land. 1, 2, 3. 5 damage upstairs. Enchant our own Chandra. 5 damage upstairs. Pass turn. We're doing this because I have the Greater Gargadon coming off. I have a pillage that's castable. I let the Chandra die. Nice. We killed a couple lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here. Killed our own land. Might have been an accident. Might have been an accident. Okay. This one's tougher. I think we're essentially main board for this. I don't think I want to change too much. Maybe 1 Ghostly Prison, maybe a Helix. Perhaps just swap the Lightning Bolt for the Anger of the Gods. Why did we Soul Tithe again? For 5 damage, because then I had them dead on board in 2 turns. Guaranteed. Even if they somehow managed to get the Thought Knot out and take my last pillage card, then the down tick of Greater Gargadon and either a land or a castable spell was lethal. Was lethal. Much lethal. I don't know what I'm supposed to bring in for this one. I feel like Anger might be better than just one Ghostly Prison in place of something like a Mana Tithe, since they did see that. I'm going to run it back. Soul Tithe is we're going to actually keep this into play because they can't pay for Thought Knot if we top deck the Soul. Can't do it. Let's mulligan a no-lander. Let's mulligan a no-lander. Alright, we'll keep this. We'll get rid of... Kind of hate getting rid of Anger. I feel like it might be necessary. Chandra's down. Alright, I'll get rid of Anger. I feel lucky. You like Kataki over the prison? This is an interesting card. Can I wait? If I can wait 1 turn, we're in great shape here. They have just like Mattery Shaper, we're in okay shape here. You present Tithe? Do it this way. I like that. I've got Tithe power. Nice. Alright, well. We took an extra 2, but it'll be okay. I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky. Let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and boom here. This way I can actually target the Eldrazi Temple. It's important to be able to target the land you care about the most at times. I can then pillage as well the following turn, and then Chromatic Star Crack the Earth. So we'll just make sure my opponent doesn't get to play Magic here. Plays a land. Plays a Spyglass. That's cool. I can get rid of that later. If I want to. They saw Chandra, and Chandra is currently at the bottom of the deck, by the way. So there's actually no reason to go ahead and kill this. It is literally the second to last card, and I have no ways to... Just kidding, we did a shuffle. Paying attention? Because I'm not. Chandra has been named. They can't feel good about what we have here. Alright, so let's just go ahead and pillage a land here. This sets them back another land. Our Crack the Earth isn't very good here. They can get rid of the Mattery Shaper or even the Spyglass. I don't foresee them getting rid of a land when I Crack the Earth this following turn, but maybe they do. This is pretty nice. I get to Crack the Earth here. Chromatic Star. They get rid of a Mattery Shaper, get a Ghost Quarter. That's nifty of them. I got 2 Mana Tithes, though. 2 Mana Tithes. Maybe I can double Mana Tithe something right here, right now. 5 mana sounds great, opponent. Play that 5 mana. Get out of here. Ha! We got him. Not bad. That's not great. That's not great. Alright, well, we've got a Greater Gargadon showing up eventually. Maybe they'll run out another Reality Smasher and we'll get the second Mana Tithe here. That'd be pretty good. There's a or Scavenger Grounds. Bye.
Like take a shower, laying down.
Oh, okay.
Since I have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Alright, we'll let them take our mana tithe here. Remember, we have Greater Gargadon. We're not going to blow this up just yet. Might want it. Interesting. Chandra is interesting. It helps us speed things along here. Use the mana tithe to take them off the mana from the previous turn? Possibly. You think redrawing might be better? I think this helping our Gargadon get down and then basically not fogging, but at least getting them to focus on this Chandra for a turn might be alright. You think everyone's thinking I should have redrawn that turn. So they Ghost Quarter here. I'll just sacrifice it. I don't need the land. I don't need the land, everyone. On their turn? Perhaps. Perhaps. Let's see if they go for me or Chandra. They go for Chandra. We're 2 turns away from being able to just sack out our lands and have a Greater Gargadon in play, which would block Thought-Knot Sphere. Or even faster if they don't take care of Chandra here. Yeah, Gargadon and Chandra are like best buds. They're the big knees. We have to remember, we were on the draw this game. Chalice on 1. Okay. Nice. Nice. Now we get him for 2. And we get Gargadon down lower. Theoretically, if they attack, I could block for Chandra here. We might do it. I'm kind of really tempted to. I get to draw a card as well. And I get this off. Let's do it. Let's do it. They'll never see it coming. No one ever does. No one ever does. No one ever does. Flashing in. Wow! Block. Get the draw card. Get that off. Clear the way. Dang, mana tithe. Take 11 past turn. Now they have to just block. They just have to block. Matter Reshaper. That's a blocker. Land drop. Name's Eldrazi. 0 cards. If we get a Helix here, we win. We didn't. It's okay. It's okay, because we're going to bash face. They got to block Gargadon. They get to draw a card. 4. Chalice of the Void is what they draw. That's fine with us. Any changes to the deck list since the YouTube upload? This is the Planeswalker one. We have like 3 different cards, but other than that, it's fairly much the same. What do we got? Reality Smasher? Uh-oh, this is bigger than Reality Smasher. What is this? Oh. 33 Walking Ballista. Huh. At least they get to kill everything. That'll be nice for them. No changes, though. We're just going to have 6. I have no actions. Oh, yeah, I know about this one over here. They have another Chalice in hand. They top deck the Walking Ballista. So here, they block here. They ping, or they should. Ping me 1, ping. Nope. Okay, they're willing to go to 2. I think that's dangerous going to 2. Now they need essentially another Walking Ballista to live. I think if they ping, they get an extra turn if they draw just a singleton creature. But hey, what are you going to do? A little 3-2 for the evening. 3-2, 5 matches. losing to a few amulet players. A couple next draws. Our own Gargadons and a couple blow up things. Looking pretty good. Here's the list. You can always do exclamation deck. And if you're watching on YouTube, it is down in the description below. Red, white, lockout here in Modern. We're fine-tuning these things. The only big changes that we've tried here are Soul Tithe. We've added a Kataki. We have a couple Angers. And we happen to bring in Boil, none of which really mattered. The Boil almost got there against Dryad, Amulet Titan. The following turn, we would have been able to boil away everything if we would have lived. They happen to have an Aether Gust for our Helix. Strange. That being said, though, the deck is pretty sweet. I'm liking the Crack the Earth. Excellent example of how that worked out against fetch lands this league. Chandra Acolyte's been an excellent card helping Greater Gargadon or helping us rebuy Pillages and Molten Rains and Crack the Earths. The combinations of Ichor Wellspring, Chromatic Star, and Greater Gargadon's been excellent as well. Kataki actually helps you redraw cards. The Soul Tithe was hit and miss, never really came into play. We used it off of a Chandra emblem. Ajani's been fantastic. I think we got a little bit unlucky with that one amulet player, considering they had 0 lands and then suddenly killed us out of nowhere. But Red, White, Lock in Modern is pretty sweet. I'm enjoying it. I'd be happy to take some questions here live. Yeah. Go get the cards if you... It's not too expensive for now. What's the 4-mana hate card that destroys and exiles all lands of a specific type? Devoid 3R, Crumble to Dust. It's a good card. I have it in Bring to Light. Crumble to Dust. This one's kind of interesting, and the nuance about this card is that it's at 4. And getting to 4 is a little bit tricky, and we actually want some win conditions. That being said, maybe instead of the Boil, it'd be a little bit nicer. The Boil is kind of interesting, though, because we don't have a lot against a control matchup. We rely on literally taking them off all their counters as we blow up lands, and then sticking a Chandra or Ajani or our Chandra Acolyte. That's pretty much it. The Greater Gargadon can get there, but if the opponent has Path to Exile, that can get really strange as well. There is Sowing Salts as well, which I think has the better of the all arts. Sowing Salt has a little, like, gremlin. The little gremlin. This one. It's a little satchel. There's a talk about in the Nahiri list. You like the Planeswalker strategy? By the way, Tandrone is Ice 9, which is where we got the list. Tandrone 5-0'd. We haven't 5-0'd yet, but we're playing around with the list. I think, personally, I like the Ajani and the Chandra as just good finishers, and Chandra Acolyte has just been excellent. Instead of having so many Stone Rain type effects, having the couple Chandras allows you to just replay them. I will say that one person on Reddit made a comment, and I think I agree with them. Molten Rain could be replaced with a Stone Rain to make it just a bit easier to cast. And I believe, now that I'm staring at the lands, I think I said we had 22 hits and we only have 21 later. How many times did we see cast Prison this time? I believe I cast it once, or saw it. We very, very rarely saw this card. It's kind of interesting. But we also didn't run into Burn. We didn't run into like a Naya Zoo. We didn't run into Jund. We didn't run into anything with really any super difficult creatures to deal with in terms of hitting us. That's why we have the Anger of the Gods. We didn't run into humans, anything like that. What we ran into when it came to creatures is Amulet Titan. That's it. And they usually have plenty of mana to at least get Titan in each time. What if we replace them with Wrath of God? Wrath of God's a one-time effect, Zale. Ghostly Prison remains in effect. So last league, it's in the YouTube link, so go check it out. But Saheeli Cat combo, Ghostly affected that match. That's what we'll say. Prison's weak with so many planeswalkers. There's an argument there, Viridian. Yep. By the way, Viridian, I think we're good for your stuff on Friday. I think I'll be able to play that. If I did some stone rains, then maybe you could do a snow base for a little more card draw in your artifacts. Possibly. You like Oust? Oust was in the original list. So Oust was in the original list. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, because it's always good to take a look at these older lists. So this is Ice Nine's list. So the reason for running Ghostly Prison is because they were running Storm Breath and Rekindling Phoenix. I like both of these. Storm Breath's actually an excellent card against the blue-white matchups. It's difficult for Path to hit it because it's protection from white. Ta-da. And once it's stuck, it just hits for a lot. Rekindling Phoenix is great against Jund because you can't remove this card very easily. So this is the non-Planeswalker version. What I would potentially do if you would like to meld them a little bit more is I would take Greater Gargadons and Chandra Acolytes and add them to here, and maybe pick an Ajani or a Chandra, just a one of. And then you can decide where you go from there. You'll need the Ichor Wellsprings as well. This one would need a little bit tweaking, but I don't particularly like so many effects here. 12 effects that are strictly destroy lands. You already have really 16 of them here with all the Crackly Earths. I would highly consider trimming 2 of these minimum for some Planeswalkers, Greater Gargadons. You could probably, and we've gotten away with it more, but if you're noticing the suppression fields haven't been used as well. So you kind of have, from this list, I would say, let's move Boom Bust. Boom Bust even comes into here. Let's say you have, let me just take all the Stone Rain, or let's make it this way. You have, in my opinion, 9-ish flex slots from here. Gideon the Trials sounds like a good one. Could help you prevent losing the game and also upticking, preventing some damage from a singleton card. Marin, what's up? So why I break it down like this, ignoring the sideboard, I think that this section of this deck from the non-Planeswalker side is really nice. We have the Rekindling Phoenixes and we have the Stormbreath Dragon. A lot of damage, comes through fast, difficult to remove. I like a little bit of the Planeswalkers. I really like the Greater Gargadon Ichor Wellspring synergy. That seems to be really playing in our favor. And so if you want to, tailor a little bit of this deck, bring these cards out, fit those cards that you like in there. If you want the extra Stormbreath, play the extra Stormbreath. If you want to play 3 Chandras, play 3 Chandras. If you want a bunch of Ajani's, I'd say go for it. If you want that card draw, Ichor Wellspring, maybe you find some other smaller artifact that you would like to be playing. Maybe you play Spyglass for some reason. Maybe your meta is heavy in Planeswalkers and you want to be able to tackle those. 9 cards, make your picks. That becomes your meta sideboard that's main, and then tackle your sideboard to fit in what you're missing. Don't play the Gemstone Caverns. You could arguably play a 23rd land, so you maybe only have 8 slots. Rest in Peace would be nice, but no, it nombos with flagstones and a few other nuances. So many views, I'll be partnered in no time? Perhaps. I would need to do this for the next 6 months probably, and we'll get there, Marin. But we could. People share our stream to friends. Share our YouTube links on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Well, maybe don't do it on Twitch, but Twitter, other places. That gets us stuff. YouTube's here. YouTube helps us find people. People helps us grow as they find us.